Depression is the frozen fear. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. From error to error, one discovers the entire truth. The only person with whom you have to compare ourselves is that you in the past, and the only person better you should be. This is who you are now. The first indication of stupidity is a complete lack of shame. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. When one does not have what one wants, one must want what one has. The more perfect a person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside. If youth knew, if age could. Before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure that you are not, in fact, just surrounded by unpleasant people. Thought is an action in rehearsal. Words and magic were in the beginning one and the same thing, and even today words retain much of their magical power. The best is always the enemy of the good. Friendship is an art of keeping distance, while love is an art of intimacy. A husband is almost always just a substitute for a beloved man, and not this man himself. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Limitation in the possibility of an enjoyment raises the value of the enjoyment. Every normal person is really only partly normal. All family life is organized around the most damaged person in it. No mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. Happiness is a child's dream, fulfilled in maturity. A woman should soften, but not weaken a man. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. We are so made that we can derive intense enjoyment only from a contrast and very little from a state of things. A father's death is the most important event, the more heartbreaking and poignant loss in a man's life. People do not show their sexuality freely, but to conceal it, they wear a heavy overcoat woven of a tissue of lies, as though the weather were bad in the world of sexuality. In a woman's breast, love and hunger are crossed. Recognizing the problem is half the success in solving it. It is that never so defenseless against suffering as when we love, never so helplessly unhappy as when we have lost our loved object or its love. Nothing that is mentally our own can ever be lost. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Envy ad destructive. Don't be tempted by it. Live by your own rules. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. Only the complete absence of sex can be considered a sexual deviation. Everything else is a matter of taste. Religion is a universal obsessional neurosis. In the small matters, trust the mind. In the large ones, the heart. We seek more to take suffering away from ourselves than to gain pleasure. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. The scope of one's personality is defined by the magnitude of that problem, which is capable of driving a person out of his wits. Nothing costs so much in life as illness, ignoring an illness. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. We do not randomly choose each other. We meet only those who already exist in subconscious. We enter the world with loneliness, and lonely we leave it. Perfect, eternal, hate-purified love exists only between the addict and the drug. The energetic and successful man is the one who succeeds in transforming the fantasies of desire into reality. Avoid women who talk a lot about sex because often they have gotten a psychological breakdown from the lack of it. A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes, but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs his conduct in the world. A woman will never want sex with a man who doesn't get her hints. We adults don't understand children because we don't understand our own childhood anymore. Maturity is the ability to postpone gratification.